I will go to the king, and if I perish, I perish. Those are the famous words from the woman we're going to talk about today, Queen Esther. To set the scene, we're in Persia, which is modern-day Iran, and all the Jewish people are there. They're exiled, so they're in a foreign land with a foreign god and foreign law. The king at the time is King Xerxes. That's his Greek name. And he is so full of himself. Of course, he throws this huge party, and it lasts not one, not two, but 180 days. That's 6 months of party. At some point, he's like, hey, I want to show y'all my fine wife. So he calls for his queen, Queen Vashti. He summons her to come and show off her good looks, and she's like, no. So what does King Xerxes do? What any king would do? Fire her. Fire her from being queen. Yeah. But at some point, he probably regrets it. Like, man, I do kind of wish having a queen. So he holds some sort of beauty pageant. So they basically gather up every beautiful woman there is to take to the palace. One of those women was Esther. Now, her Jewish name is Hadassah, but they want to keep her ethnicity on the low, so they call her Esther, and she's beautiful, so she gets to go to the palace. She's with a whole bunch of other women at the palace that are there to see if the king really wants them to be the new queen, and they're there for like a year getting pampered, like getting their hair done, their nails done, all the things for a big glow up. God's favor worked for Esther because at some point he chooses her to be the queen. Yay! Meanwhile, we do have a villain of the story, and that is Haman. Haman is some sort of official that works for King Xerxes, and he hates Mordecai. Remember, Mordecai was Esther's cousin. He was the one that was taking care of her before she got sent to the palace. Mordecai is the one that told her, don't tell anyone you're Jewish, keep that on the low. Haman doesn't like Mordecai because Mordecai doesn't bow to him. You see, Haman's pretty full of himself, and he wants everybody to bow to him when he comes around. When Haman finds out that Mordecai is Jewish, he's really mad, and he decides, you know what? I'm going to have not just you, but all of the Jews killed. Well, he basically tricks the king into signing a decree. He basically tells the king, hey, yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that really don't like you, and they don't even really respect you, so wouldn't you want them dead? And the king's like, yeah, sure, whatever you think is right. This decree goes out throughout all the land that on a specific day, all of the Jews will be killed. Like, go kill your Jewish neighbor, it's no problem. That means any man, woman, or child. So basically genocide. Meanwhile, Mordecai overheard a couple men planning to kill the king, so he sends word to the king to let him know, to warn him. Now, they record it in their little history book, like they record everything, but there was never a reward done for Mordecai, and that's important. So one night, the king can't sleep, and so, he doesn't have Netflix to just watch and chill, so instead he has his men come read the little history book to them, and as they're reading, he was remembering that this dude Mordecai saved his life, and there was never a reward done, so he's like racking his brain, we need to reward him somehow. Haman was so fed up and so irritated that Mordecai wouldn't bow, he's like storming into the palace, and the king's like, hey Haman, I want to have your opinion on something. If I really want to celebrate someone, how can I celebrate them? Like, I really want to celebrate a particular man. And, Haman's thinking, oh, he's talking about me. So Haman's like, you should put him on the great horse and parade him throughout the land so everyone can say, yay, yay, or whatever, right? Then the king is like, okay, we're going to do that, but it's for Mordecai, and you need to parade him around. So Haman's really angry at this point because he hates Mordecai. He wants all the Jews to die, and now he has to parade Mordecai around. He does not want to do that. So at this point, Haman is super irritated at Mordecai. He even builds a gallows to hang Mordecai on because he is waiting to kill him. So Mordecai and, of course, all the Jews in the land are pretty upset because, that's not very good news that they're going to get killed and all. So Mordecai sends a little note to Esther, you got to help us. Esther's upset because she's like, I can't just go up to the king because I haven't seen him in 30 days. And if I go up to him, I could die. Well, Mordecai hits her with the little, well, you never know. This may be the very reason why you're queen. Esther musters up the courage and says, you know what? I will go to the king, and if I perish, I perish. So she goes up to the king, and he does extend his scepter, which means, hey, I'm not going to kill you. So she simply asks to take him to a banquet. She is so smart because she doesn't just right away say what she wants. So she invites not only him, but Haman to this banquet. Haman is so excited. He's like, okay, Mordecai's going to get killed in a couple days, and I get to go to this banquet that the queen asked me to come to. At the banquet, the king is like, what do you want? I'll give you anything, up to half of the kingdom. And she just says, well, let me take you to another dinner party. I love how Esther is taking her time with this. She's really listening to what is the best move I can make? How should I say this? So at the second banquet, the king is like, okay, honey, what's the deal? What gives? What do you want? And she is so humble. She's like, I just want my life. If I was to be made a slave, I could have lived with that. But I just want you to save my life. He's like, what do you mean your life? What do you mean the life of your people? I don't understand. Because remember, he didn't even know she was Jewish. She said, well, somebody signed a decree to kill me and all my people, and I'm Jewish, so I'm going to get killed too. And it was Haman who did it. So the king is so upset. He is ticked off. But not at Esther, at Haman. And at some point, Haman's like trying to plead with her, like, please, please, please. And he's like, I don't know, begging at her feet or something. And the king sees this and he's like, what are you trying to take my woman to? And he had enough. So he has Haman killed on the very gallows that Haman built for Mordecai. Talk about you reap what you sow. So Haman is killed, but it's not over because remember, the decree still went out. And funny thing about that time is if a king signed a decree, it could not be revoked, even by the king himself. So they still have a problem. But the loophole is, even though you can't revoke the decree, you could amend it. So another decree goes out to all of the land saying Jewish people can make weapons and fight back if anyone attacks them. Some people did decide to attack on that day, and the Jewish people prevailed. In fact, the 10 sons of Haman tried to attack, and they were all killed as well. This story of Esther teaches us that even if you're in a situation that is less than ideal, God is still sovereign. He still reigns. He still will find a way. We have to be calm and listen for him. And the amazing thing about this book is that God's name is never written at all in the book of Esther, but you see him working quietly behind the scenes in every chapter.